First things first, when we start looking at a residential career, we always want to make sure that we're thinking long term. So we want to set our expectations up kind of like your rookie year right out the gate. You're transitioning from a college sport to a pro sport. So you're transitioning from another business, possibly a sales business, maybe, or maybe it's corporate, or maybe you had your own business and you're transitioning into real estate as a second hobby or a second business. Whatever it may be, you need to put your playbook in order. And that means setting up your first year, going after and understanding what your licensing is, what the costs associated with it are, how much you should probably put in reserve to start off, and also managing your expectations of what you should do and what your activities should look like for the success you seek. So if you're doing those things, we're coaching around those, and that success then follows. So think of it in that angle. You're gonna have to set yourself up for success. Now with that is expectations. So when we look at a first year, especially when we're coaching out, you're just starting off, transitioning, new to business, or first time out there, and you're literally maybe right out of high school or college, who knows? We're encouraging you to make sure that you set it up. Our goal typically of what we do is if you can get to one transaction a month, that's 12 a year, your business is healthy and you're on track. So what we guide for immediately out the gate is set a plan around one transaction every single month with 12 transactions in a year in mind. Now these could include rentals or they could include sales, but put goals around it, put time frames around it, because that's how you're going to succeed with setting expectations around them. Now, when we start off, we're going to have a lot thrown at us. It's like drinking from the fire hydrant, so to speak. A lot goes this way. So know that it's going to be built over sequences, but your goal is to get action-oriented and sales-oriented immediately, because you can be very busy but not financially productive on your goals unless you make sure that you hit the big rocks first. That's where we're going to find success. So make sure that you understand, if you're committing to mastery, that means that every single month you have one book, one coaching program that you're in as a minimum to advance your career. You do that, you're ahead of 95% of these realtors. If you don't, then you're going to lag behind. You always have to commit to something. Committing to mastery of improvement around your sales career would be my best guess for having that 12 hit over the course of the 12 months. You might catch up, you might go first couple of months, not hit any, and then do 2 or 3 in the following. That's the sequence order, okay? Now, a ton of rookie mistakes that I made my first year, especially in the business, was overzealous, over talking, over knowledge. I wanted to present, I wanted to look so good. I used to throw a 3-piece suit on, shine to the world with the gel, it was wild. I overdid this. I overgave that portion because what I neglected was my education around that. So I used those tactics to try to get in the door. What I unpacked and realized was none of that mattered. I could literally show up in my shorts as long as my brain was intact. Now, that took me almost 15 years in real estate to realize. So you can do it much quicker if you just use that avoiding mistake. You don't know everything. You're a real estate broker and you put your team around you if you watch the other courses, because now you have specific vendors, professionals, people that are much smarter than you in that specific field, that you press that easy button and you get that answer and you have a relationship built around them, and it's favorable to then your client, yourself if it's you, whoever else that you're working with. So make sure that you understand those points. They're very, very challenging if you don't. You want to avoid them at all costs. Another big item I would avoid your first year in real estate is making sure that you have enough money to make sure you last. Because if not, you can jump in, have all the energy in the world and go 6 months without doing a transaction. I'm telling you it happens. What does that look like? It means that depending on your situation, maybe you are single, no children, maybe you're married, family, multiple kids, 1 kid, maybe you're an elder and there's a situation in life that recalls that you need to get back into the field and make some sales to make sure that you're okay. Whatever it is, compassion and empathy to lead the way, but just know that you have to get to avoiding mistakes in that same regard. And if you don't, and you're overzealous and you overspeak and you try to act like you know everything in that, then you end up falling on your face. You didn't plan ahead, you didn't have enough money to take care of that, and then you can fall trapped. In the first 6 months of this business, first 12 months, it's oftentimes that we find agents having to have reserves. So avoid the mistake that I made and make sure you tap into that. Make sure you have your reserves, you transition properly, or you have something set, because if not, it can easily take you right out the business. I say that because we see people come in all the time. In an office of 300 plus agents, we have an attrition rate of roughly 10%. That means 30 agents a month. Think about that. Now, 30 agents a month is a lot. When you start meeting them, and their name's John, and that's Sue, and you see Sue's little daughter run through, you have somebody else that's grandparent walks in and you see them, you see where they come from. This is a lot more than what just a real estate transaction is. These are people's lives. So what we're trying to make sure that you do and you avoid is the mistakes. Don't be overzealous, don't over-talk, don't over-commit to transactions thinking of sales and you don't, and the rug falls under you. Avoid those mistakes. That's going to be one of the biggest things in the first year of your career that you can do. Now, understand your playing field. Avoiding the mistakes is like going through the minefield, and I'm always sweeping for mines, I call it. If you're around me, you hear that term all the time because I'm tight-roping certain things in our land development, in our businesses that make absolutely no sense to other people, but to us it's such de-risk, calculated upside that makes a lot of sense. You want to get to that point where you're comfortable in your business too, okay? The rookie year, it's all about you. It's all about your goals. This is your life and your passion for it. So you can absolutely hit them. You can blow them out of the water. We've seen certain people come in and do 90 listings within a year and crush it and have changed their lives, their families' lives, and what their goals are, their impact on society. So you can too, and make sure you're going to go on your rookie season. It's like playing sports. You're going to get beat up a little bit. If you don't and you think that you're walking into a business that's so skilled, try to meet somebody 10 years in or 20 years in. Somebody that does hundreds of transactions a year. They're going to be just as skilled, if not 5 times more. So lead with humbleness and humility, because oftentimes you're going to learn a lot in the first year. When you look back, make less mistakes in that by boop, shutting your mouth. The old theory of 2 ears, 1 mouth means listen more, especially that first year. You can avoid the mistakes, make sure that you have a rock star year if you hit that. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and make sure that you share it out with everybody else. Trying to grow our channel, we need people like you, awesome, amazing people like you, the beautiful blessings in this world to help us grow. Allow us to be able to get more resources and grow this channel.